First time I came in India, it was like a backpacker for a trip the last year for 3 months. Then I knew a person that was collaborating in a Spanish NGO, which is placed in Gurgaon. Its name is Naya Nagar, a Spanish NGO. And then they were looking for a Spanish chef to make some Western cooking training in order to run a catering service. And then, well, I contacted with Arantxa Martinez, which is the manager and founder of the NGO, and I'm working with them since last November in Gurgaon. So that's the main project which I'm doing here in India. I like a lot the street food. Street food I like a lot. I think it's very authentic. And well, you know, in Delhi and in Mumbai you can find Western cooking, and inside the Indian food I find also differences between the north, between the south. So I think in this country you find you have a very rich offer in gastronomic terms. I think people in Mumbai are more experimented in palate flavors. I think so. Mumbai, I would say. From many years ago, the French cuisine and the Italian cuisine is very known in the world, but the Spanish has always like a second position, and I think now this Spanish food is getting more and more well known, and is becoming almost like Italian and French. So people are starting to know the authentic Spanish cooking, and I think here in India in 3-4 years will be established, and Indian people will know much better all this base about Spanish cuisine. Well, you find some difficulties in some fishes like cod, for instance, octopus, and some other ingredients, but I'm happy with the vegetables that you have here. You have a lot of spices, and you have also quality meat like lamb, like pork. It's true that you are missing the beef. But regarding these fishes and this beef, I would say you find a lot of interesting products here in India. The chorizo, well, as well as the ham, the pork, if you are working like a meat, is good to cook here, but the cured ham or the cured chorizo, of course, is difficult to find, or you can find but paying money like importing only. There are some products that I think that you don't have any choice about substituting, so you have to change your recipes. Which I don't dislike at all. I make recipes here in India, and if I don't have these products, sometimes this new version of this recipe that I have to cook, it gives me like a wider vision and a new idea about it opens your mind to a different scale. So sometimes you find very nice surprises in this sense, because you are substituting and you are finding that the result is better, or at least different and interesting also. Our aim in the NGO is to make all the projects auto-sustainable. So that's the main reason to be here. So I hope in 1 year or maybe less we are getting this point that we are finding some management positions, Indian staff, and this catering service is going to run by itself with our help. If we are talking about the authentic Spanish food, I think it's quite easy, between brackets, because our main base is olive oil and some other products. But on base for Indian houses, I think around 90% of the recipes, original recipes of the Spanish food, can be made as in Indian houses without any kind of problem. Well, if we are talking like gather at weekend, for sure that paella would be the star. If we are talking about a Sunday with the friends, or maybe going out with some beers with the friends or family, having some tapas, then the tapas is a white umbrella that you open. And I would say gazpacho is a very typical Spanish dish, and also my favorite one, which is Spanish omelette.